The Enuma Elish. The Enuma Elish, which are the first two words of the epic and mean simply "when on high," is the creation myth of ancient Mesopotamia. This is the Babylonian version of a much older Sumerian myth, and originally the chief figure of the myth was Enlil, the Sumerian storm god. When Babylon conquered the rest of Mesopotamia and established the Old Babylonian Empire around 1800 before Common Era, it became necessary to explain how the local god of Babylon, Marduk, had now become supreme amongst the gods. Therefore, the older Sumerian myth of creation was retold and Marduk was substituted for Enlil. When on high the heaven had not been named, firm ground below had not been called by name, naught but primordial Apsu their begetter, and Mumu Tiamat, she who bore them all, their waters commingling as a single body. No reed had been matted, no marshland had appeared, when no gods whatsoever had been brought into being, unnamed their destinies yet undermined. Then it was the gods were emerging from within them. Lamu and Lahamu came forth, were called by name, before they had grown in age and stature. Anshar and Kishar were shaped, more mighty than the others. They extended the days, added on the years. Anu was their heir, rival of his father. Verily, Anu, Anshar's firstborn, was his equal. Anu shired his image Nidumud, Enki. This Enki was the master of his father, of broad wisdom, understanding, mighty in strength, mightier by far than his grandfather Anshar. He had no rival among the gods, his brothers. The divine brothers banded together. They disturbed Tiamat as they rushed here and there. Indeed, they distraught and tormented Tiamat by their boisterous mirth in the dwelling of heaven. Apsu could not diminish their clamor, and Tiamat was dumbfounded at their ways. Their doings were loathsome to him. Offensive and overbearing were their ways. Cried out, addressing Mumu, his visor, "O Mumu, my visor, who rejoices my spirit, come hither and let us go to Tiamat." They went and sat down before Tiamat, exchanging counsel about the gods, their offsprings. Apsu opened his mouth, said unto radiant Tiamat, "Their ways are truly abominable unto me. By day I find no relief, no repose by night. I will destroy, I will wreck their ways, that quiet may be restored. Let us have rest." As soon as Tiamat heard this, she was troubled and called out to her husband. She cried out as she raged all alone, injecting woe into her mood. "What? Should we destroy that which we had produced? Their ways indeed are most troublesome, but let us practice kindness." Then answered Mumu, giving counsel to Apsu. Rude and ungracious was Mumu's advice. "Destroy, my father, their rebellious ways. Then shall you have relief by day and rest by night." When Apsu heard this, his face grew luminous because of the evil he planned against his godly sons. He embraced Mumu by the neck as he sat down on his knees and kissed him. Now whatever they had plotted between them was repeated unto the gods, their firstborn. When the gods heard this, they were astonished, then lapsed into silence and remained speechless. Superior in wisdom, accomplished and resourceful, Ea the all-wise saw through their design, made artful his spell against it, surpassing and holy, he recited it and made it subsist in the deep. As he poured sleep upon him, sound asleep he lay. When he had Apsu lie prone deep in sleep, Mumu, the advisor, was powerless to steer. He loosened Apsu's band, tore off his tiara, removed his halo, and put it on himself. Having constrained Apsu, he slew him. Mumu he bounded and locked. Having thus upon Apsu established his ascendance, he laid hold of Mumu, holding him by the nose rope, after Ea had vanquished and trampled down his foes, had assured his triumph over his enemies. In profound peace he rested in his sacred chamber. He named it Apsu, for shrined he assigned it. He founded his cult in the same place. Ea and Daminka, his wife, dwelled there in splendor. In the chamber of fates, the house of destinies, a god was engendered, most able and wisest of gods. In the heart of holy Apsu was Marduk created. He who begot him was Ea, his father. Now Tiamat renewed the conflict and created an army of monsters. This time even the great Ea could not withstand the attack, and the gods decided to ask the young Marduk to defend them against Tiamat. Lord Anshar, father of the gods, rose up in grandeur, and having pounder in his heart, and he said to the Anunnaki, he whose strength is potent shall be our avenger. He who is sharp in battle, Marduk the hero. Ea called Marduk into his secluded presence. Giving counsel, he told him what was in his heart. Marduk came forth, the wisest of the gods, your son. His heart prompted him to face Tiamat. He opened his mouth, saying to me, if indeed as your avenger I am to vanquish Tiamat and save your lives, convene the assembly and proclaim supreme my destiny. When jointly in Ubashikina, hall of the gods, you sat down rejoicing, let my word instead of yours determine the fates. What I may bring into being shall be unchangeable, neither dismissed nor replaced shall be the command of my lips. Now hasten hither and promptly fix for him your decrees, that he may go forth to face your mighty foe. They erected for him an ample throne. Facing his fathers, he sat down presiding. You are the most honored of the great gods. Your decree is unrivaled. Your command is Anu. You, Marduk, are the most honored of the great gods. Your decree is unrivaled. Your word is Anu. From this day unchangeable shall be your pronouncement. To raise or bring low shall be in your hand. Your utterance shall be true. Your command shall be unimpeachable. No one among the gods shall transgress your bounds, adornment being wanted for the seat of the gods. Let the place of their shrines ever be in your place. O Marduk, you indeed are our avenger. We have granted your kinship over the entire universe. Your word shall be supreme when you sit in assembly. Your weapons shall not fail. They shall smash your foes. O Lord, spare the life of him who trusts you. Pour out the life, blood, essence of life, according to the Babylonians, of the God who seized evil. Having placed in their midst a piece of cloth, they addressed themselves to Marduk, their firstborn. Lord, truly your decree is first among gods. Say but to wreck or create, it shall be. Open your mouth, the cloth will vanish. Speak again, and the cloth shall be whole. At the word emerged from his mouth, the cloth vanished. He spoke again. His fathers saw the outcome of his word. When the gods, his fathers, saw the outcome of his word, joyfully they paid homage. Marduk is king. They conferred on him scepter, throne, and vestment. They gave him unequaled weapons that ward off the foes. Go and terminate the life of Tiamat. May the winds bear her blood to places undisclosed. Marduk's destiny thus fixed, the gods, his father, caused him to go the way of success and achievement. He constructed a bow, marked it as his weapon, attached there to the arrow, grasped it in his right hand. He raised a mace, grasped it in his right hand. He hung the bow and quivered at his side.